Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to inside England's most luxurious train, the British Pullman. This should be a really interesting one. I reacted to a video about an overnight sleeper train, a really luxurious one in Australia on my second channel, so I wanted to see what they have in Britain. So hit the like button, hit subscribe, consider joining the Patreon. First link in description. We've been reacting to a lot of really good stuff over there. We just watched Kind Hearts and Coronets. We've been watching Happy Valley, a bunch of other shows, and a new movie every week. So if you're interested in supporting me, I would really appreciate it. First link in description. With that being said, let's get right into this.
Today, I'm taking England's most luxurious train, the iconic British Pullman. Let's lift the veil on this exclusive train reserved for the lucky few. All as we glide through the beautiful English countryside. We'll settle into the best seats on board, a private first-class compartment, complete with free-flowing champagne, 5-course Michelin-starred dining, and all whilst being pulled along by the Queen's royal locomotive. Step back into the roaring 20s as we explore the various classes along this 11-car private train, with each carriage as unique and opulent as the last. To start this epic adventure, let's head to London's historic Victoria Station on a rare sunny British summer's morning.
Hello there and welcome back to the channel. You join me today at London Victoria Station, where we're off on another luxury train. So without any more to say, let's go and find out where we're going to catch this exotic train from. I believe it's platform 2. I believe we've found it. Got to follow the music, right?
Of course there's a welcome party. This is no ordinary train. Belmont offer a private lounge adjacent to platform 2. There's space to kick back in and sip some champagne, all whilst you wait in anticipation for your opulent journey to begin. Today, however, we don't have to wait long, and after having our tickets checked, we're through onto the platform. Here we're met with the Class 67, the Queen's Messenger. This is one of 2 locomotives which pull the Royal Train.
I've been informed that we're in coach Xena today. I have actually got a little bit of research to do behind each of the carriages that we're going to be trying out today.
So as alluded to, there's a lot to see on this train. Each of the 11 carriages are unique and boast a diverse history, from carrying the Queen to being part of Churchill's funeral train. Now that's an eclectic mix. So we're in Xena, built in 1928 and serving as a first-class transfer car to the transatlantic ocean liners. It even carried the French President Vincent Auriol during his state visit in 1950. Now for our private room. There are 2 of these in each carriage. I'll explain exactly how much this cost in just a minute.
Wow. This is, well, strangely, it feels like I'm back on the Orient Express. With a bit of a twist, mind you. Whilst I get myself settled, I think it's probably time to introduce my companion today.
Ah yes, please welcome my lovely girlfriend Millie back to the channel. We immediately get stuck into the strawberry wine served in these little teacups, which I initially thought was fruit tea, and I got quite the surprise. With departure just a matter of minutes away, let's switch it up with a delicious glass of champagne. And the bubbles of choice are Veuve Clicquot, just like on the Orient Express. As we sip away, all of a sudden the train lurches forwards, and much to our delight, we're off on our luxury adventure. So where are we going? Well, the first leg of our trip will take us a couple of hours over to the seaside on the east coast of England. As we trundle out of London, passing landmarks like the Battersea Power Station, the River Thames, and gorging on canapes, let's take a look around this compartment of ours. Xena has capacity for 24 passengers, with compartments located at the front and the rear. These have space for up to 4 guests, with comfy armchairs, which in our case, as there's only 2 of us, provides an additional seat for Millie's bag. You do get some overhead storage though as well, however it's suggested you check larger bags with your attendant. There's even a door for elevated privacy, however not practical during lunch service. Everywhere you look, the attention to detail is impeccable, with intricate polished woodwork and brass. Even the emergency pull cord features gold lettering. The windows open too at the top, providing much needed ventilation on a warm day like today. Millie and I were just saying, you trick yourself into this 1920s bubble, only to be pushed back into reality with the passing of the 11:30 Crawley Express. Okay, I'm not sure about you, but I'm starved. Let's take a look at what's on this 5-course menu this afternoon. Whilst it's a set menu, you can let Belmont know ahead of time of your dietary requirements and they'll adapt accordingly. Our table is set beautifully with silverware and crockery designed especially for this train. Those salt and pepper shakers certainly give the virgin upper class ones a run for their money.
So you're probably wondering what exactly the route is today, and this route that we're on today is a total of, let's see, it's a total of 170 miles through the British countryside.
Of course, this isn't the only route this train goes on. In fact, in ordinary time,
Bro, I would love to be on this train. I love the British countryside. No matter what region it's in, I feel like Britain has some of the most beautiful rural areas anywhere, honestly.
times when the Dover-Calais delays are resolved, this train runs the British leg of the Orient Express. Yes, the Eurostar I took a couple of weeks back is not the norm. To our excitement, our appetiser is now served. English heritage baby beetroot with caramelised white onion and ricotta. Now, to be totally honest, beetroot would not be my first choice, however I found this dish to be delicious, fresh and light. The perfect introduction to our lunch of champions.
Well, our first course is out of the way. I think there's something I've actually forgotten.
The blazer looks a bit empty.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, you'll be relieved to know that despite the strict dress code, NASA will still be represented today. Let's head over to the beautifully mosaicked bathroom. There are 2 of these in each carriage, designed quite differently, featuring a unique mosaic at your feet. They also feature stained glass windows, fresh flowers, and Penhaligon amenities. Oh, and something I didn't realise, that due to their age, you cannot flush these toilets in the stations, and that's because everything just flushes straight onto the tracks. And I mean everything. Okay, let's get those hands washed and sort my NASA situation out.
Remind me, yeah, I'm not going, well, I wasn't planning on walking on the tracks, but okay.
Out. Much better. Now to head back for our next course, soup. To be specific, it's garden pea and courgette served with fresh bread. Mind you, nothing will compete with that Parisian bread we had a couple of weeks back, along with that dreamy saffron butter. Bread fantasy aside, the soup is divine. Thick yet silky smooth, creamy and delicious. An ideal taster prior to the main event. And now for a quick word from today's video sponsor, Magic Spoon. Growing up, I absolutely loved cereal, having it daily for linked out but a memory. We're both excited for the main event. We've arrived into Ashford International Station and we appear to be stopped here for a short while. I'm going to take this opportunity to explore the source of this incredible food. Bear in mind, everything is cooked freshly on board, and I'm inquisitive as to where this is coming from. I don't have to search far. Just a couple of cars down, the kitchen is in full swing, plating up our main course. I still find it quite the feat to cook in such a space. I guess I'll make haste now we're back on the move, to see what it's like.
Well, Millie, dinner is here. Excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? Got some lamb. That is one of your favourites, isn't it?
Looks so yummy.
Right, well, we'll have the full Millie review. Let me know what you think.
Thrilled to find one of our favourites for Maine, the fillet of Welsh lamb, and it's presented beautifully with potato, torched baby gem and cauliflower puree. Well, does it taste as good as it looks? I have to say, that's among the very best lamb dishes I've ever had, aside of course from Millie's mum Helen's Easter special.
She is very topical. Field full of lambs over there. Is that bad taste? I mean, it probably is.
My poor dad jokes aside, what did Millie think of the dish?
It was delicious.
Was it good?
The plate is clean.
Oh, look at that.
With our main course done, we're almost at the seaside. The glamorous Margate beckons. Well, in fact, we're going to be stopping shortly at Broadstairs to get off and stretch our legs. And as this is a luxury train, we're welcomed to the station with a delicious glass of Veuve Clicquot. Taking the train is never going to be quite the same again.
Right, so we have now reached the halfway point. Dinner's almost over. I think we've got maybe one course left, is it, Millie? I think maybe one course?
2, I think.
So I can't keep count, to be honest. Of course, can you perhaps get any more civilised being at a station with a glass of champagne?
Well, it turns out yes you can, in the form of live jazz on the platform of course. I'm telling you now, when Millie and I head back home to Bournemouth on Southwestern trains, it's going to be a harsh reality check. Right, let's head to the front of the train, because there's actually 2 locos attached today. At the front we have another Class 67, though this time not of the royal variety. This is Belmont's own, which matches the British Pullman carriages.
Well, after making it to the very front and leisurely drinking my glass of champagne, Millie and I have realised that we're actually probably going to end up getting left behind in Broadstairs. So let's make haste and get on board. Yeah. Left in Broadstairs with no dessert. That's not the one. So of course you'll be intrigued to see around the rest of the train, and actually today one of the carriages is completely empty, so it gives us the chance to see exactly what it's like with no one in, and also obviously respecting other people's privacy. So this is Lucille.
Lucille was constructed in 1928 as a first-class parlour car for use on the Queen of Scots Pullman before eventually serving the Bournemouth Belle in 1963.
The other benefit, of course, with no one being in here is I can show you exactly all the different seating arrangements that you can book.
It's worth mentioning the British Pullman train is for solo travellers too, at a cost of around $500, though it's most popular with couples, of which I'll run through the options now.
Right, well here is what we could have had, Millie. What do you reckon? Do you prefer the compartment that we're in?
Yeah, definitely. It's more private.
Okay, let's sit down and enjoy another glass of champagne and talk about how much this all costs. Generally speaking, for a trip like today, you're looking at about $1,000 a couple. But remember, that's in the main seating area of the carriage. But what about the compartment that I have today?
Here, there's actually an empty compartment. So this is kind of similar to what we have.
So I paid $1,400 for our compartment, which is certainly not cheap, but it depends on how you value your privacy or wanting to be in amongst the action of the main carriage and save $400.
Now, fun fact, I was told this incredible wood craftsmanship was actually done by the same family that designed parts of the features on the Titanic. Now that is either rubbish or very true and pretty impressive. And it doesn't surprise me given the age and history of these trains. Realising drinking and walking on a moving train, it's not something I'm used to at all.
Quite the profound statement there. Anyway, let's head back through the train. We still have another 2 courses to devour. Of course, the other carriages are pretty busy, so I'll be careful to limit the amount of filming as to not ruin the other passengers' experience. But here's a rough idea of what they look like. As you can see, there's quite a variety of styles throughout the train. It's also worth noting we got assigned Xena by random. I believe though you can call Belmont to specify your carriage preference.
Millie, what's just happened?
We're lost and found.
So yeah, I think we concerned everyone a little bit because we got on at the other side of the train. It meant that of course everyone else had gone back to their seats and we hadn't. So it's like, were we left behind?
Panic over, it's time for cheese.
Do you think you have enough room for yet more food?
We'll make room.
You've got to try, haven't you? I mean, there's always room for cheese.
And room we made. The seasonal cheese selection consisted of Brie, Stilton and Red Leicester, which all tasted fantastic. As we'd been absent, our dessert came over almost immediately. The rhubarb and custard, of course. I have to say this was a struggle due to the amount we'd eaten today, but we both made a solid effort. At this point, I believe the driver has decided to step on it. Perfect timing now that we have hot coffee being served. With no top bunk for you to laugh at me today, how about this one for the struggles?
I do not know if I have it in me to not spill this. Oh Christ. Oh God. This is a challenge. How am I going to do this, Millie?
You can do it.
We're literally hooning it back to London.
I'm struggling to film.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Ah. How have you didn't burn yourself?
Thankfully, we do appear to have slowed down a tad, allowing me to enjoy the rest of my coffee at leisure and not down my shirt. As promised earlier, I wanted to show you one of the other bathrooms. One carriage along, Vera I believe, you'll see quite the different look, with this beautiful emerald stained glass window and mosaic artwork. Truly an excuse itself to go to the bathroom.
So I go to the bathroom, I come back, and Millie appears to have a purchase. What have you got here, Millie? Oh my goodness, look at this. What's he called? He's not Track the Bear, is he?
Yeah, we can call them
Track.
The British love their bears, their little bears. I feel like.
The Bear, is he?
Yeah, we can call them
Track. There is something else that
I think the only reason I said that is because of Paddington Station. But, yeah.
our very kind steward today has given to me as a gift, and I absolutely love it. Check it out. A little British Pullman badge, which I feel could probably sit next to the NASA for future trips. What do we reckon? Well, welcome back.
Mind the gap. See it, say it. Sorted. Oh, God. That's PTSD right there.
To London, Victoria. What an incredible afternoon out. Have you enjoyed yourself, Millie?
I have indeed.
Oh, I think we've had a good time. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you all again next week.
That was a really good video. I feel like he did a good job in showcasing the British Pullman. And very luxurious, but I think the most interesting part about the train isn't the luxury or this, because you can get modern luxury any point. It's the history, the people who have been on the train, the time period that the train encapsulates with its decorations, seating, everything. So that was a really interesting video. Let me know if anyone's been on the British Pullman. That would be crazy. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hit the like button if you did. Hit subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.